Welcome, facilitators, to Lesson 1, What is the Bible? So, what is the Bible? Perhaps you can ask the students before you even start the lesson, what do they think is the Bible? And if you're able to record their answers, it would be interesting to see their before and after answers, before the curriculum and then after the curriculum. So it gives you an insight into what they learned through the curriculum. Now, this lesson is in pages 6 and 7 of the student copy of the curriculum and pages 8 to 11 in the facilitator's copy of the curriculum. So what is the Bible? Well, simply put, the Bible is a collection of books, or it's a library of books. And at this point, you can ask the students what are some of the books they're familiar with in the Bible. And the Bible has different types or genres of literature. So it's similar to movies. For example, we have action movies, we have comedy, we have horror movies. Again, a great question to ask the students, what are some of the movies they enjoy watching? And similarly to the different genres of movies, the Bible also has different types or genres of literature. Now, if you notice, when you open your Bible, you have something called Old Testament and New Testament. So what does that mean, Old Testament and New Testament? Well, simply put, Testament is covenant. And so you can call it Old Covenant and New Covenant. So obviously the question is, what is a covenant? In the curriculum, there's an example of relationship building. And you could even ask that question to the students, how do they build relationships at school? So concept of covenant in the ancient Near East is about building social bonds or building relationships, especially building relationships with non-family members. So back in the ancient world, families built relationships. Now again, not that they always got along very well. We have good examples of of families not getting along very well in the Bible. In fact, that's Genesis 4. It starts with uh, families not getting along, right? But generally speaking, families built relationships, built communal bond. But then how would they build community with non-family members? Now we do that in our world also. For example, if you've ever rented an apartment or a place to stay, you've had to sign a lease agreement. That would be similar to a covenant. And so the covenant between the tenant and the landlord, and it will have stipulation and responsibilities of both the tenant and the landlord, and then also would include the consequences or penalty of violating that particular agreement. So, for example, if the tenant broke lease before the required time period, they would have to pay penalty. In the same way, the landlord cannot just kick them out of the unit without appropriate notice and so on. So now covenant is that, but it's more. So I don't want to get the idea that covenant is simply a transactional relationship. And there was really a relational component to these covenants. Even language like father-son language would be used in these covenants to again indicate that we're not family by blood, but we are family. Hopefully that makes sense. The covenant really is about building these relationships across non-family members. And this is one of the key aspects of the Bible. The Bible is a relational document. And we will explore this theme more closely when we talk about the story of the Bible. But let's zero in on the main types of covenant. The one we'll look into today is the royal grant. This is a unique type of covenant. And in this type of covenant, one party agrees to basically carry the burden of the entire covenant, regardless of what the other party does. Please read Genesis 15, and please encourage your students to read Genesis 15. You see in Genesis 15 the unilateral covenant being made by God. And we'll see the effect of this unilateral covenant that God makes when we explore the story of the Bible. The analogy again that um, you'll you'll see in the curriculum is the IOU. So IOU basically is just that. You got something from someone and you owe them. So then you have to pay them and equalize the relationship. But how about I don't owe you? So in other words, you don't owe someone something and yet you pay them. Now you might say, hey, that sounds like a gift. Well, in a lot of ways, royal grant is a gift. And as I mentioned, it is an uncommon, but happened in the ancient Near East, but it's definitely not common. And that's one of the covenants God does make, is the royal grand type of covenant where he takes on the responsibility of the covenant regardless of what humans do. So this would be a good place to stop the video, and also a good place to stop the lesson for the students. In next video, we will pick up on the suzerain vassal covenant. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it has been helpful. Please do read through the curriculum, the facilitator's copy, as well as the student copy. Pray and think through the information, the insight, and the implication. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to send me an email. I really look forward to your feedback. And thank you again for watching this video. God bless you.